Click Home tab, Create Design Panel Part Builder. The Getting Started catalog screen dialog box is displayed. Click the U.S. Imperial Structures folder, then click New Chapter. Enter Custom for name and then click OK. A new chapter is created for custom structures. Verify that the custom folder is selected, then click New Parametric Part. The new part dialog box is displayed. For name enter Vault 5106LA with top 5106TL3, 332. Click in the box next to description. The description matches the name by default. Click OK. The part builder environment is opened. Expand part configuration and change the following. Expand modeling. Right-click work planes, and then click Add work plane. The Create work plane dialog box is displayed. Click top, and then click OK. The top work plane is created. Expand work planes. Right-click top plane and then click Rename. Change the name to Rim. This work plane will become the rim elevation of the new structure. Click Save Part Family. Click Yes. Stay in the part builder environment for the next exercise. The part is validated and saved. Expand modeling work planes, right-click Rim Set View. The current view and UCS is set to match the work plane. Right-click Rim Add Profile Rectangular. Click 2 points to draw a rectangle in the drawing area. A rectangular profile object is shown in the drawing. Expand Rim, right-click Rectangular Profile in the Content Builder window and then click Rename. Enter Frame Outer Edge as the name. This name makes it easier to identify the component. Repeat these steps to create another rectangular profile within the first one. Name it Frame Opening. Right-click Rim Add Geometry Point. Click a location near the center of the rectangles. Press ESC. This becomes the center point of the structure. Expand the Geometry folder. Right-click Point 2D Rename. Enter Fixed Center for the name. This name makes it easier to identify the component. Right-click Fixed Center Fixed. The point is now fixed. Constraints that include this point will not move the point. Right-click Rim Add Constraints Equal Distance. Click the point at the top left corner of the outer rectangle, then the fixed center point. For the second pair, click the point at the bottom right corner of the outer rectangle, and the fixed center point. Repeat this step for the bottom left and upper right corners of the outer rectangle. This constrains the outer rectangle so that it is centered about the fixed center. Repeat these steps for the 4 corners of the inner rectangle. Both rectangles are now centered about the fixed point. Right-click Rim Add Constraints Parallel. Click any line on the outer rectangle, then the line that is parallel to it on the inner rectangle. This constraint prevents the inner rectangle from rotating within the outer rectangle. Right-click Rim Add Dimension Distance. Click 2 points at either end of the top side of the outer rectangle. Repeat these steps for the right side of the outer rectangle. Repeat these steps for top and right sides of the opening, in that order. Reposition the dimensions as needed so that they are easy to read. Lina 3 and Lina 4 are created for the long side and short side of the opening, respectively. Click View tab, Views panel SW Isometric. This 3D view is better suited for the next steps. Right-click Modifiers Add Extrusion. Click the outer rectangle. The Extrusion Modifier dialog box is displayed. Verify that type is set to blind. Enter 8 for distance and check the box next to flip. Click OK. An extrusion modifier is created for the outer rectangle. Repeat these steps to create an extrusion modifier for the inner rectangle using a distance of 9. An extrusion modifier is created for the inner rectangle. Right-click Model Dimensions Add Distance. Click one of the vertical edges of the outer box extrusion. Click a point to set the location of the dimension. Len B1 is created for the height of the frame section. Repeat this step for the inner box extrusion. Len B2 is created for the height of the opening extrusion. Expand Model Parameters, right-click Model Parameters, and then click Edit. The Model Parameters dialog box is displayed. Click Len B2, then click Calculator. Click Variable, then select Len B1. Enter +1 after Len B1 and then click OK, then Close. Right-click Modifiers Add Boolean Subtract. Click the outer box, then the inner box, and then press Enter. The inner box is subtracted from the outer box, creating a third modifier which is the result of this action. Right-click Size Parameters and then click Edit Configuration. The Edit Part Sizes dialog box is displayed. Scroll to the right until you see the SBSL, Structure Length, column. Click Constant in the SBSL column and change it to List. Do the same for the SBSW, structure width, column. These parameters can now be specified by a list of values, rather than by a single constant. Click the drop-down arrow button next to Parameter Configuration, and select Values. Click the cell under SBSL, and then click the Edit button from the Edit Part Sizes dialog box toolbar. The Edit Values dialog box is displayed. Change the current value to 48. Then use the Add button to create values of 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, and 120. This makes it so that the structure length parameter can be adjusted in 12-inch increments. Repeat this step for the SBSW column, creating values of 36, 48, 60, and 72. Set the value of SBSL to 120 and the value of SBSW to 60. Click the Update Model button in the Edit Part Sizes dialog box toolbar. This updates the values under Model Parameters to match the part parameters. Click OK. Right-click Model Parameters and then click Edit. Click Lena 1, and then click Calculator. Click Variable, and then click SBSL. Click OK, and then Close. Repeat these steps for Lena 2, equating it to SBSW. The model is updated to reflect the changes to the dimensions. Right-click Size Parameters and then click Edit Configuration. Click New. The new parameter dialog box is displayed. Click Frame Length, and then click OK. Click New, then click Frame Width, OK. Two new parameters have been added, Frame Length, SFL, and Frame Width, SFW. Scroll to the right until you see the SFL and SFW columns. Change Constant to List for each of these columns. Then change the view to Values. Using the same procedure that was used for SBSL and SBSW, add values of 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, and 108 for SFL. Add values of 24, 36, 48, and 60 for SFW. These values are now controlled by lists that can ultimately be manipulated from within Autodesk Civil 3D when the part is in use. Click OK to close the Edit Part Sizes dialog box. Click Save Part Family. This saves the part as well as updates the model parameters to include the newly added size parameters. Right-click Size Parameters and then click Edit Values. Set the following values. SFL, 108. SFW, 48. Expand model parameters, edit Lena 3 and Lena 4 to equate to SFL and SFW respectively. The model updates to reflect the changes to the dimensions. Click Save Part Family. Remain in the Part Builder environment for the next exercise. In the Content Builder window, right-click Work Planes, and then click Add Work Plane. The Create Work Plane dialog box is displayed. Click Reference, then enter top of box for name. Click OK. You are prompted for a modifier. When prompted for modifier, select the 3D frame object. Right-click top of box and then click Set View. Next, click View tab Views panel SW Isometric. This sets the working plane to top of box and then returns the drawing to its original view. Right-click top of box Add Geometry Projected Geometry. You are prompted for a modifier. Click the 3D frame object. When prompted for the geometry to project, click one of the lower edges. The line highlights in red when the cursor is in the correct position. Repeat this process for the 3 remaining lower edges. The visibility of all geometry and profiles in the rim work plane to off. Right-click top of box and then click Set View. Objects in the rim work plane are turned off so that you do not snap to them or use them inadvertently. Right-click top of box Add Profile Rectangular. You are prompted for rectangle points. Click 2 points to create a rectangle that is outside of the current geometry. In Content Builder, change the name Rectangular Profile to Outer Wall. A rectangular profile is drawn.